present Mr. Kevin Abraham Spann.
Beautiful. How about our host today? Amazing. I feel like running out here and boxing or entertaining or doing something amazing. Thank you very much for that warm and wonderful introduction. If that doesn't energize you, I don't know what does, but certainly I'm absolutely energized. Certainly I'm absolutely honored to be here. How many of you know that we're standing on historic ground today? How many of you took time before you came to this building to walk to the corner of Wall Street and Water Street to see the landmark that identifies this place as being Wall Street being built by our ancestors? The #1 financial district, not only in New York State, not only in these United States, but in the world, was built by our ancestors, and in the past few years, it was marked. So before you go back home to your destination today, take a short walk up to the corner of Wall Street and Water Street, and we stand here in honor of that legacy. Take a picture of it and tell your family and your friends about who we stand here representing. So we fast forward 300 years, 400 years actually, and we stand here today as members and interested in the NABWIC, the National Association of Black Women in Construction, in the year of our Lord 2019, talking about our own businesses and our own opportunity in this wonderful, diverse group of experience that we have here. So I'm excited. All right, so let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. She gave me a wonderful introduction. I need say no more. I have been done this for 32 years. I'm at a point in my life and a point in my career where the most important thing to me is doing exactly what I'm doing today, to educate, to inform, to increase awareness, and just to simply tell you the truth about exactly what you need and how you can go about getting it. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. In your chairs, you don't have to worry about if you're not able to see that. I did place my card, my services, and the pen, so you can get in touch with me a little bit later. But let's jump right in. We're going to talk about the aspect that we're covering today is how to protect your business with the right insurance, okay? Over the course of today, I'm going to touch on the 5 bullets there. I'm probably going to touch upon 8 things, and just to give you an overview of it, a little bit of commercial insurance, workers' compensation insurance, disability insurance from a different aspect than what Sharon spoke about, general liability insurance, and a host of other coverages that are needed by the various businesses that are represented within this room. I had the good pleasure of having a lot of conversations before this meeting started, and we have so many diverse businesses, and I promise you there aren't 2 of you that need the exact same thing. So that speaks to the importance of working with an insurance professional that can give you advice. What did your dad say? What's cheap?
Cheap thing no good, good thing no cheap.
Cheap thing no good, good thing no cheap, okay? You really have to find out what's good for you. It's wonderful that we have Google and all sorts of things. We can do things fastly online with an 800 number, but there comes a time where you need to talk to an expert. So that's what we all bring to you today, expert advice in our chosen fields. Okay, moving forward. First thing I'd like to talk, I'm just going to talk about my methodology today. It's always going to be about how to protect your business with the right insurance. And each thing that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to say, what is this type of insurance and why do I need it? I find that you can achieve anything in life and you can do anything in life if you have the right compelling why. If you don't know why, it's going to be like this, like I hear everything you're saying, but I don't know why I have to do it. So I'm going to place special emphasis on the why. Why is important. If you get the why, the how-to you can always figure out. Okay, moving forward, let's jump right in. The first thing I'm going to talk about protecting your business with is workers' compensation insurance. What is workers' compensation insurance and why do I need it? Workers' compensation is insurance that covers usually your employees if they're injured or incur an illness that happens on the job. Workers' compensation is insurance that covers you, if you're included, or your employees, if they're injured or incur an illness on the job. Why do you need it? You need it in New York State because it's mandatory. Okay? This is one thing that more people open a business because they're excited about a new idea. They make the best pies. They're the best painter. They're the best person at laying down floors. Everyone agrees. All their family and friends, they hire them every time there's work. And they're tired of working for someone else. It's July 25th today. August 1st, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to hire you, and bang, I have a business. 30 days later, if you fail to get workers' compensation insurance, New York State will tap you on your shoulder and say, congratulations for your business, starting your business. I would like to have my cut. They will fine you for not having workers' compensation insurance. So that's what workers' compensation insurance is, and that's why you have to have it. Moving forward, the next thing we're going to talk about is protecting your business with disability insurance. What is disability insurance, and why do you need disability insurance? Disability insurance is insurance that protects you and or your employees for illness or injury that happens off the job. Workers' compensation on the job, disability off the job. Again, in the state of New York and in 49 of the other states in the union, it is mandatory to have disability insurance. Why do you have to have it? Because just like I said in the example with workers' compensation insurance, if you open a business and you have a payroll and you begin to pay people without having New York State disability insurance, New York State will watch you pay the people, they will watch you pay taxes, and 30 days later, they'll tap you on your shoulder and they'll say, James, you're doing good, brother. You got mine? All right, let me have my cut. Okay, so all of us are in different places. Just by show of hands so I know my audience, how many of you are in the process of starting a business? Process of starting a new business? Anyone? Good, okay. So when I'm talking about the things required for a new business for you, those of you that have been in business on your own for a little while, you may have been through this, or you may have had good advice for some of the people that we're going to hear from later, some of the accountants or some of the attorneys that gave you good advice and told you that you needed these things before you got started. Okay. Moving forward, next thing we're going to talk about is protecting your business with commercial auto insurance. What is commercial auto insurance, and why do you need it? Commercial auto insurance is auto insurance specifically in the name of your business that protects your business while you're operating your commercial auto. It provides some of the same physical damage and liability insurance that's covered when you operate your personal vehicle. Big difference is it also covers the employees that you may have to drive your vehicle when you're not driving it. So commercial insurance protects your vehicle. One of the biggest things that's happening in the world today, take a mental note of this, is not for yourself, but for your family and friends. Doesn't matter who you're insured with right now, whether it's Allstate or any of my competitors. God forbid you have an accident. One of the first questions they're going to ask you is, while you were driving your car, were you doing it for personal reasons, or were you operating as a Lyft, Uber driver, or any sort of ride-share driver? If you answer that question yes, before you continue with the rest of the story, your claim will be denied. So having commercial auto insurance is very, very important. One of the other big differences between commercial auto insurance and personal auto insurance is that commercial auto insurance comes with something called a combined single limit of liability. That amount of liability insurance should be in line with the assets of your business. If your business is doing $1 million more a year, you need $1 million of single limit liability to help protect your business. So God forbid, in the event of an accident, catastrophe, or some other disaster, you don't lose your business by way of a lawsuit. That's commercial auto insurance. That's why you need it. Next.
Can I add one thing? I was using my car to do outreach, and I had a little boo-boo.
It's always good to hear that experience.
And I had to get that.
Absolutely.
Use your car for anything for work. They figure out if you're at work and you're not. So.
Usually you'll tell them, you give no thought to it. You're not thinking that you're doing anything wrong. You're doing outreach. You're doing something from your heart. So you think there will be an understanding, and someone hit you or you hit someone while you're doing something good for your heart, you have no understanding. So it's very important that we share this information, that you know it up front. Thank you for sharing that. Example is always good. As many of these things that I touch upon, you will have had more personal experience than any example that I could possibly give. So feel free to jump in. Next, protect your business with inland marine insurance. What is inland marine insurance and why do you need it? Thank you for that look. Yes, I need to explain what inland marine insurance is. Inland Marine, we are at the NABWIC, National Association of Black Women in Construction. That means a lot of women in this room are exactly like my wife. You are handy with tools. I am not. This is what I do. My wife has the big tool chest with all the things in it, and if I need something, I ask her. As a person with a lot of tools, you transport your tools to and from your jobs. As you transport your tools to and from your job, these tools are not covered under your auto insurance. You need an inland marine insurance policy. Why do you need it? Because if someone were to break into your van, the back of your SUV, and to take a walk with your tools, but many of you, you're out of business, because I know a lot of handymen. I know a lot of the best people in the neighborhood at doing this thing or at doing that thing. And over the years, they've built a lot of stuff, and that's how really they make their money, because they have the right tool for the right job. But without inland marine insurance, which is the single least expensive thing that I'm going to talk about today, it's not covered, okay? So why do you need it? Because you're good with tools. Tools and equipment that you travel with is the lifeblood of your business. People in every neighborhood, and the best neighborhoods in the world and the worst neighborhoods in the world, don't mind checking your car to see if it's locked or unlocked, or you may be on the site of a job in an area that's not so good. They can walk away with your tools. You can buy up to $5,000 of inland marine coverage for as little as $225 per year. Not expensive to protect things that you've spent years accumulating, okay? That's what inland marine insurance is. That's why you need it. Protect your business with general liability insurance, GL. What is general liability insurance? It is exactly as it says. What can generally go wrong? Liability is a fancy insurance word that means responsibility. Whatever you can be responsible for, you can be sued for. I am the son of an office cleaner. My father started an office cleaning business the year I was born. I worked in it from year 8 into many of the years I still work for Allstate. My brother still runs the business today. If Robert Arthur Spann and Sons Company had cleaned this floor the night before the meeting and someone came in and slipped and fell, we live in a very litigious society. People will sue. You'd go after everyone. You go after us as the small office cleaning company. You would go after this building for allowing us to be here. You'd go after NABWIC for you being in the meeting and you slipping and falling. General liability. General liability insurance, if you have the right amount, it will keep you in business. Having the wrong amount, you can wind up in bankruptcy court because you don't have the right insurance to pay for being sued, okay? That's really at the end of the day. I'm going to tell a story about bankruptcy later. General liability, why do I need it? All of our businesses generally begin as a conversation with family and friends. It always starts out with, James, you know everything about cybersecurity. You've been helping me with all my systems forever. You should really go in business. You help me, you help my family, my friends. You should be doing this. Great, that's a good idea. I introduced James to James. They do business together, so on and so forth. As his business grows, once he gets past family and friends again, if anyone sues him for his services, if he doesn't have the right general liability insurance, wrong segue. Before you can go from the level of family and friends to procuring government contracts, private contracts, the first thing they ask for is a certain amount of general liability insurance. Mandatory, usually starting at $1 million. Okay, moving forward. Why do you need it? You can't move forward. You can't go from family and friends to a real growing business without the right amount of GL insurance. Protecting your business with umbrella insurance. What is umbrella insurance? Umbrella insurance is excess liability insurance above all the other insurance policies that you carry. So picture an umbrella. Underneath it is everything else I've talked about. It's your commercial auto, your inland marine insurance, your general liability insurance. However, from this meeting today, you make conversation with someone in this building that can really help you do more business in this Wall Street area. However, I insure a lot of people at 95 Wall Street. I insure about 20% of the apartments in there. They have a requirement that if anyone comes in to do any sort of contracting work, that you have $5 million in excess liability insurance. Because if anything goes wrong that interrupts that cash flow in that building, they want to make sure you have the right insurance to pay for it. Okay? Why do you need it? It gets you from the general liability level to the next level. Bigger jobs, bigger revenue, bigger insurance. What is a business owner insurance policy? Usually called the BOP policy. It's one comprehensive policy. Does anyone have a retail storefront location for their business? Okay, I won't spend any time on it, but it's a one package policy that includes general liability, business property, and a few other key coverages. Moving forward. Protect your business with home-based business insurance. Anyone operating a business out of their home? Okay. Very important. All of you talk to me later. Home-based businesses need their own home-based insurance. Why? Again, some of the places that you're going to go into, some of the doors that are going to open for you to get you from the level you are today to the next level, it's going to require you to have liability insurance. It's going to have you to have certain amounts of insurance. Home-based business insurance is relatively inexpensive. That liability insurance for your business that is not automatically included in your home insurance. In whatever you do, we can't be in the business of giving folks advice and direction. If it goes wrong, your best friend, your closest family, they will sue you. If you don't have the right insurance, you can lose everything. I want to tell just a story about this, and I'll close with this. Recently I was watching Ratchet TV. Don't judge me, y'all watch it too. My wife watches games with me. I watch Ratchet TV with her. That's how we make these 30 plus years work. And that I've known, you've known, I'll leave her nameless. It's been well established for many years. And she shared that she is recovering from bankruptcy because a few years ago she got into a physical altercation with someone. She hit someone. She had to go to jail on the criminal side for it, but on the civil side, she was also sued to the tune of $5 to $6 million. Now that is a lot of money, and it isn't a lot of money. It is a lot of money if you don't have it in your pocket. It isn't a lot of money if she had the proper professional advice and she spent a few hundred or a few thousand dollars per year for umbrella insurance that would have protected all of her assets. If she had the right business insurance, the right personal insurance, the right umbrella coverage, the first thing that most people don't know about insurance companies, if you're ever sued for any reason, whether you rent an apartment or you own a business, the lawsuit papers come to the agent. The insurance company will first defend you, and God forbid they lose, they will pay out the limits of liability on your policy. So that hurt my heart that no one gave her that advice, because it's not expensive. All insurance is pennies on the dollar. Moving forward. Last thing I wanted to show you was just a couple of examples. Not going to go into depth. All of you are here to learn more because you have a bigger vision for your business. You're trusting and believing for the bigger job. When that bigger vision and that bigger job comes to pass, when you network with Roxanne and the people that are sponsoring us here, and they tell us that, yes, you qualify and you can get this contract that you were looking for, the job is going to be September 1st or August 1st, and here are the insurance requirements. You're going to need this level of workers' comp coverage. You're going to need this level of general liability insurance. Next page. You're going to need this level of the next two coverages, next three coverages: automobile insurance, errors and emissions liability of $10 million, umbrellas insurance, in that case $25 million. That's a real example of what one of my clients recently had. They were looking for insurance for those amounts of coverage. Sounds expensive, is it? It isn't. When you're not prepared for it and you go from mom and pop level to what you really wanted, the joy of being told that you're going to have this opportunity quickly dissipates when you get concerned about the cost of insurance. The time to have the conversation about the cost of insurance is today, this week, this month, not when it surprised you. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about where you are. Let's talk about where you want to be. And let's walk through the process every step along the way. Kevin Spann, thank you.
Now, isn't that great?